Hey everyone, what is going on? So we're doing something a little bit different today. We're talking about Season 2 and when it's going to be announced and what format they might use for Season 2. So let me know what you think, guys. When do you think Season 2 in the next cup will be announced, and when do you think it will start happening, right? When do you think the format will begin? Well, if the format does begin in September, it should be announced in August, 2 weeks before September, right? That's generally how they do it. So I would say August 18th if we're getting the next cup in September. Now, obviously, we don't know if we're going to. Let me know what you guys think. I would hope that we do get the next cup in September, because I really don't want to take a month off, 2 months, 3 months. I wouldn't take a break from YouTube. I would. If we don't have another cup next month, I would still do general Great League and Ultra League battles. But I obviously hope to start preparing and start playing in the new cup, because that's a lot of fun, right? I mean, you guys enjoy the videos, I enjoy making them, and I want to continue doing that. So let me know what you think. I had a poll and it was kind of split. Some of you thought the next cup was going to begin next month. Some of you thought it was not going to begin next month. So I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments down below. And my next question is, will it be the Great League or the Ultra League? Now, I'm in a way hoping that it is the Ultra League, because I have not invested in any Ultra League Pokemon up until this video. Literally the day I recorded this video is when I invested in a few Ultra League Pokemon. So my Ultra League team is very limited, but it was a lot of fun to play with Jokes. We had a good time. I don't know if he invested in any Ultra League Pokemon. I think he invested in a few, so we're kind of like on the same boat. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. So I'm kind of hoping the next cup or Season 2 does consist of the Ultra League. Master League is out of the question. You would have to be like max leveled to get that, at least level 38 plus, and that's going to hinder a lot of people who are not that high. So I don't think it'll be Master League, but I'm thinking it might be Ultra League just as a change of pace. But yeah, definitely let me know, as I said, what you guys think. Do you think it'll be Great League again, or do you think it'll be Ultra League? As for the types and what cup, I have no idea. I haven't even thought about that. But yeah, I do think it will be the Ultra League, and that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if I actually think it'll be Ultra League, but that's definitely what I'm hoping for. Definitely a lot of fun, and we get to use different Pokemon like Lugia. Well, Lugia is technically in Great League, but Giratina, Mewtwo, other Pokemon that we might not have seen in the Ultra League or in the Great League, excuse me. So definitely a lot of fun. But also let me know if you'd like me to create battles for the Ultra League, general Ultra League battles, which I do plan on doing, because as I said, I invested in some Pokemon, not too many, and it was definitely a lot of fun to play, and I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing more Ultra League battles and getting my badge up, because as you saw, what was that, like 50 some wins, 60 wins in Ultra League, and most of that was just Ultra League battles, but with Great League Pokemon, just so I can increase the badge. So I'm definitely low on the Ultra League and Master League badges, so I do have to increase those. But yeah, as I said, it was definitely different. It was definitely a lot of fun, and I look forward to some more battles. But we're about to take this win with Togekiss. We're going to fire off in Aerial Ace, and it was definitely different too, because some of these Pokemon, I don't even know what movesets they get, you know. Like Giratina, I had to look up. Honestly, I didn't even know. But that was a good game. Dialga is another one I didn't know. I didn't buy any secondary moves on most of these Pokemon. None of the legendaries yet. I will, obviously, you know, if Season 2 does consist of Ultra League Pokemon and we use these. But yeah, right now we do have Dialga against his Swampert. I'm going to go ahead and shield this Hydro Cannon so I can survive and get off a Thunder. I wasn't sure if he would block this, but he does ultimately decide to throw up a shield, which makes sense. He wanted to be the last person standing, or the last Pokemon standing, I guess. So we'll let Dialga go, and then I will bring in my Togekiss, which will finish off that Swampert. He's going to go ahead and bring in his Typhlosion. This Typhlosion actually gave me a lot of problems, so Typhlosion, definitely a solid Pokemon. I do have one for the Ultra League. I think it's at like 2200 CP. I haven't used it yet. I haven't bought a secondary move, but I will be trying it out in some of my Ultra League battles. But we do get hit with that Blast Burn. Going to go ahead and block it. Going to fire off this Moonblast against Togekiss, and hitting the Excellent as well. He'll let it go through. That actually does a good amount of damage, and Moonblast charges up quite nicely. So I don't even know what secondary move I'd want on Cresselia. Again, I'd have to see what it has. I'm not familiar with it. I know Cresselia can enter the Great League, but I've never had one for the Great League, so I haven't used it. Going to be knocked out by that blast burn, and he's going to go ahead and take that game. So nice game, lot of fun seeing these different Pokemon. Granted, some of them are in the Great League, as I said, but for this battle we are beginning with Armored Mewtwo, and Armored Mewtwo, Charm is a powerful move. We're not taking much at all from Armored Mewtwo, so really showing off the bulk of Armored Mewtwo. Definitely a lot of fun to use it. I do have Dynamic Punch on this Pokemon. Don't know what other move it has. I'd have to look it up. I know it has like a few moves. It has quite a few moves, probably like 4 or 5 moves, something like that. But we will be hit with that Dazzling Gleam, doing a decent chunk, but not doing anything super crazy. So he brings in his Typhlosion. We're going to go ahead and fire off a Dynamic Punch against it, and he will block that. I go ahead and see what I have in the back. I decide not to switch, firing off another Dynamic Punch, hitting the Excellent that time. He will go ahead and block that. And what I have in the back is really not going to help me. I'm a little bit concerned. However, I do have 2 shields, so that I do have that going for me. Now, unfortunately, I don't have Earthquake on this Steelix. I did not purchase a secondary move. I did max it out, but I didn't purchase a secondary move on it. So we're going to go ahead and fire that Crunch. And I'm not sure if this takes it out. No, it doesn't. I didn't think it did. So we're going to finish it off with fast moves, and then he'll bring in his Swampert. So this is looking really nice for us because we do have that Venusaur in the back. So we're going to go ahead, fire off a Crunch, and then switch into Venusaur. And even being hit with anything. Now, he does surprise us and throw a Sludge Wave our way. I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting Hydro Cannon, to be honest with you. But he does actually hit us with a Sludge Wave. And we're going to go ahead and knock out Swampert. So, Sludge Wave, it will not be enough to KO us. We take that win. Increasing our batch. What was that? 61 wins so far, so we definitely have a ways to go. So this time we do begin with a beautiful shiny Swampert. This is one of the Pokemon I did purchase a secondary move on. Going to fire off that Hydro Cannon against Machamp. He will go ahead and block that. And we're going to go ahead and block this one because I knew I could get to another Hydro Cannon. I actually thought I could get to 2 Hydro Cannons before he's able to get to another charge move. And I believe that's the case. Does he block this? No, he actually doesn't block it. And then I go ahead and fire that Hydro Cannon. I was thinking of trying to feint him down with Mud Shot, but I wasn't sure if he'd get to a Dynamic Punch before I was able to do so. So I decided not to chance it. Maybe I should have went for it, but I decided not to. That's okay. Firing off a Hydro Cannon against his Giratina. Doing a decent amount. I mean, nothing crazy, but Giratina does resist it. Now, I do have Giratina and Shiny Lugia in the back, so we will bring in Giratina. Now, his Giratina is only at like 1900 CP. That's why I'm not taking as much damage, and mine is doing more damage than his is doing. But, yeah, as you can see, we could tank those moves. So we're going to fire off a Dragon Claw, and this should be enough to knock out Giratina. However, he does decide to block it, bringing in that Togekiss, but we're not going to have any part of it as we do bring in Lugia. So we're going to get to a Sky Attack with Lugia, and this is going to do a good amount of damage to him. Just have to get to one more Sky Attack to knock it out. Again, his Togekiss is not at the max it could be. Neither is mine. I do end up using Togekiss, but mine's only at like 2200 CP, something like that, so it could be better. Anyway, he does knock out our Pokemon, and then we bring in Giratina, and we get off a Dragon Claw, and this should be enough to seal the deal. Now, if he was at 2500 CP or as close to it as possible, he would have ultimately ended up winning that, unless if I blocked some of his Dragon Claws against my Giratina earlier on in the game. But either way, we do go ahead and take that one. Neither of us have a secondary move on Giratina yet. But for this one, I do have my Swampert, and he has his regular Mewtwo, bringing in that Venusaur. I went to switch, and I used Hydro Cannon. I don't know what that was about, guys. I didn't mean to use Hydro Cannon. Maybe I accidentally clicked on it. I'm not sure. I was trying to switch, though, as you could see, but wasn't able to happen. It did go ahead and fire off Hydro Cannon, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and get off a Sludge Bomb against his Venusaur. This is another Pokemon I purchased a secondary move on. I only purchased secondary moves on Venusaur and Swampert, nothing else in terms of Ultra League yet. But we're going to feint him down with Vine Whips. Now we have a Frenzy Plant and Sludge Bomb loaded, waiting to see what comes on. comes in, it will be that Mewtwo. We will fire off the Frenzy Plant. I believe he shields here. Yeah, he pretty much had to shield because of how frail Mewtwo is, but we will get off another Frenzy Plant, which will take his last shield. So Venusaur definitely got the job done, as we do take both of his shields. We're going to go ahead and block that Ice Beam because I was pretty confident I could get to another Frenzy Plant. However, he switches into Togekiss, so I'm going to go and actually get to the Sludge Bomb and do a lot of damage to Togekiss before I go down. And we'll bring in Togekiss of our own and knock out his Togekiss, and then his final Pokemon is Mewtwo. Feeling pretty confident. He does have that Ice Beam on Mewtwo, so something you have to watch out for, which will be enough to knock me out, but we're able to get off a Hydro Cannon and finish off Mewtwo and take the game. So another good game. So we're going to go ahead and jump into what I believe is the final match of this video, beginning with Giratina. He does begin with his Swampert. And just go into town. It takes 5 Shadow Claws to get to Dragon Claw, and we're able to do so. He switches into Giratina, surprisingly. I'm actually surprised he switched into that because we're able to get off 2 Dragon Claws before he's able to get off 1. So that's definitely good for us. He fires off a Dragon Claw. I am going to allow it to go through because I knew it wouldn't do a lot of damage to us. And then he actually gets off another one. So I do decide to block this. And we're going to be able to get off a Dragon Claw. I wanted to try and feint him down with Shadow Claw, but I decided it wasn't worth the risk. So I charge up a little bit of extra, and now we're ready to go with a Dragon Claw against his Swampert. So we do go ahead and fire off a Dragon Claw and hitting the Excellent as well. Going to go ahead and block this because I figured maybe I could get to another Dragon Claw before he's able to. He brings in his Typhlosion, and this Typhlosion, I lose this match, but both of the matches I lose were basically to Typhlosion. I probably shouldn't have switched into this Togekiss, but I really didn't know how to get out of this situation. I mean, my Giratina was about to go down. Blast Burn would do a lot of damage, if not knock out Steelix. And obviously, as you can see, it knocked out Togekiss. So, Blast Burn, Typhlosion, man, I was not prepared for that. I was in a good position up until this Typhlosion came out. So, both of us go down, and my final Pokemon will be that Steelix. But unfortunately, he has that Swampert with Hydro Cannon, yeah, so it's going to do a lot of damage. If only my last Pokemon were Venusaur, right? We do get off a Crunch, but it's not going to be enough. I was curious if it would be enough. If we hit that Excellent, I still don't think it would have been enough, but it would have been closer. But he does go ahead and take the final game. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, click on one of the links to check out another one of my videos that you'll probably enjoy.